Interested in increasing the level of your students' engagement in your classroom space? I know I am. My name is Jarita, and I'm an instructor at a university, as well as a student in a course looking specifically at student engagement. I'd like to share some of what I am learning with you today to help you along with your goal. To do that, I have designed a bit of a worksheet. It's in the comment section. Please open it up, read the instructions, and be prepared when I ask you to pause the video so you can add to the worksheet. Student engagement is a process and a product that is experienced on a continuum and results from the synergistic interaction between motivation and active learning. Why do we care about it? Well, it helps students learn more. They learn better. They'll spend more time and energy on your topic area and actually understand it. The focus today is on how. How do we go about getting this engagement? This is a perfect time to pause this video and fill out question 1 on your worksheet. Did you manage to put anything in for the answer for question 1? I'm guessing you were challenged, and that's because the definition of student engagement doesn't really mean much until you really think about each component. Let's skip it for now and go to question number 2. Why do you want to engage your students? Pause here to fill that out. I'm not sure what you wrote down, but for me, I want to deepen my students' learning, hopefully have fun doing it, and have them be partners in the learning process. Let's dig a little bit deeper into what exactly student engagement is. That way you can go back and fix up your answer for question number 1. Take one part motivation. Your learners need to know exactly what want or need what you are teaching them fills for them. This gives them a reason to devote their time, energy, attention, and commitment to you and that topic. Next, part 2, add active learning, where you actually switch the student's mind on to make sense of the information. This often includes activities to help connect, explain, or internalize that information. When you put these two together, the space in which they meet is where you get learner engagement. I bet right now you're thinking, wow, that's so cool. I want to know exactly how to do that. Whether you mean how that cute cat got in the bowl or how to increase your learner engagement. Well, hint, hint, the next section of this video goes through strategies to do exactly that. And the hint is, this is all going to help you fill out question number 3. The first strategy that I'm going to bring up is creating a learning community. A learning community holds some common values, things like respect, high effort, fun, and begins to create norms. And what holds this all together are the relationships created between its members. Another strategy is to find the right level of challenge for your learners. Too easy and they'll be bored. Too hard, they may give up altogether. This very much reminds me of Goldilocks. You want to find the spot that's just right. Another one is to anchor the new knowledge to some current knowledge that the student already has. This makes it easier to digest. Other engagement strategies at your disposal include giving lots of feedback. Make it continuous, make it frequent, ensure that there's a mix of positive and constructive feedback through as many mediums as possible. Another technique is to share power. Have learners participate in the design of one or more elements of the course. This could include things like what types of assignments they have, when they're due, and how they're assessed. To engage students, you need to help them build their metacognitive skills. This is the executive function of the brain. This is how you sort and store information. And it's no different than if you think about how you've decided to organize your closet, your junk drawer, or your toolbox. You do this so it's easier to find the items you need when you need them and to incorporate more items as you buy them. We can do this for our brain. We can think about how we sort and store that information, and it's going to help us to be able to tap into the right place when we need to access something and to add new information in as we learn more. To truly activate engagement, you need to see the whole person, not just their brain and how you activate it, but also using their body and their heart as contributors to the learning process. Think about with your heart how you feel in certain spaces or with certain people. Do you feel stress caused by the release of cortisol where you want to fight your way out or run away as fast as you can? Or perhaps endorphins, where you feel so positive in a space you can't wait to come back. You have the opportunity to create these environments. Next up, think about how your body could be used in learning. If you can stimulate more senses, the learning will be that much deeper. It quite literally will trigger muscle memory. Did you catch all of those great strategies? I hope so. This is the perfect time to pause this video and respond to question 3. It's a big one. It is a lot to take in, so I'm going to give you an analogy to help you remember exactly how to engage your learners. How learner engagement, the theory and concepts we've looked at, compare to a new relationship that progresses all the way through to marriage. I mean, really, congratulations on your engagement. This is the perfect time to fill in question number 4, as well as to start thinking about question number 5. And what question 5 asks you for is to figure out how many connections you see between learner engagement and my example. Be ready to share exactly what those connections are. You want to meet a life partner. That means you're going to have to go on some first dates and maybe even some blind dates. You don't know what to expect, but when you walk through that door and you see that person, you're determining all sorts of things. Are you attracted to one another, to your styles, to your energies? Are you a good fit for one another? How does the location impact? And if it does, could you adjust it? Are you intrigued enough to want to go on another date? Before your first date, and certainly into the next, you're going to be thinking all about how you can make a positive impression. The choices that you make are going to impact how this other person sees you and whether they want to be in a relationship with you. Why would you do this? Well, I guess it's because you'd like to have the opportunity to have a second date. The relationship is going well so far, so you just want to keep it going. You're going to do things like pay attention to all the little details and make sure you verbalize them, that you've noticed. You're going to listen about their day, ask lots of questions, make mention when you miss them when they're not around, celebrate special occasions, make sure you compliment them regularly. You're going to make sure that you do this with your facial expressions, your tone of voice, and your words. You'll keep checking to make sure your goals are still aligned, and you're going to make sure they're ready with you when you want to take that next step. Oh, we've reached a major milestone now. It's the modern equivalent of going steady. You commit to each other by changing your relationship status on social media. You are now in a relationship. You're going to keep up the variety so it doesn't get boring. Start meeting friends and family if you haven't already, and just keep learning about them. Whoa, you are really stepping it up to a new and higher level of commitment. You've decided to make a pact to stay together forever. This is big news. My RSVP is in the mail. As you plan your big day, it requires both of your contributions, so it reflects what you both want from the day. Plus, hey, planning a wedding is too big to do alone. The big day has arrived, and you are ready to celebrate your commitment to each other. You both make vows promising to make different yet equally valuable contributions to this relationship. You are in it for the long haul. But wait, weren't we relating this to learners? If your class is anything like mine, how could you manage a relationship this engaged and this committed for 6, 20, 40, or even more than 120 learners? I can't sort out how to date this many people, much less marry them. Let's scrap that idea. Let's throw it away. But what is the answer to this volume issue? This is the thing. Help them date each other. Build learning relationships between them with values and norms tethering them together and the content to focus that relationship. That makes your job the job of being the host at your own party. Your role is to host everyone, and in order to do that with so many people, to connect them to each other. That's what's going to make your party a success. They'll come and begin their connection with you and stay for the relationships they've developed with each other. That's how I've handled it. You are building a community of practice that encourages, energizes, and inspires one another. That's like engagement cubed. There are just so many facets to that ring. That's all, folks. They all lived happily ever after. If you want to learn more, check out my references and zoom in because they're really tiny. I definitely recommend Barclay's book. I've really enjoyed it. I think you will too. You are now ready to answer question 5, and don't forget to post that response in the comments below. That way we can discuss and debate our answers. I bet you'll find more connections between theory and my analogy than I even planned. I hope that my analogy of an everyday relationship helps trigger your memory about all of this engagement stuff.